Hello beautifuls, welcome back to my Chanel. Today we are having a cozy little hoodie afternoon because there's some things that I want to talk about regarding Shane Dawson, shall we say, and his what seems to be imminent return to the internet to reclaim some sort of internet fame, or I don't even know, reclaim some sort of like internet career of some description. I think we were all there last year. We all saw exactly the predatory behaviours that had come to light about Shane Dawson and his incredibly manipulative way of presenting himself to the internet that makes the internet and younger people both believe that he is a ooh soft boy and not a predator and highly problematic person in any way, shape or form. So let's talk about it, shall we? So I haven't seen anything about Shane Dawson for a little while actually, until the other day I was on Instagram and I saw him post a story. And the story of the Instagram is this little picture right here. I'm going to put it on the screen right here. Where is it? Can you be quiet? So when it comes to people that are predatory and not just problematic, they were in a position of privilege, and when you have fallen from that grace of privilege, I do not think you should be able to reclaim that title in any way, shape or form. So the story that he posted was this one here, and it in fact says, I edited this video and I had so much fun, check it out. Now if you don't know, this is on Ryland Adams' channel, and this is the Gen Z versus Millennials versus Boomers, the ultimate battle, and they've actually renamed the video title now. I believe the title is something like Our Biggest Fight Live on Camera or something like that. And it just goes to show you that Shane is desperate in some way to kind of regain some following on the internet or regain some sympathy with his viewers. When you are someone who has such a high profile digital career or a high profile career in any way, shape or form, and you are disgraced by things that are documented, things that are actually documented, I don't feel like you're able to return to that position of privilege. But if you notice in the videos that he edits for other people, he tries to portray this attitude of being like,
oh no, I didn't mean to be on camera. Oh no, like, I'll just pop in. Oh no, don't, no, I'm my mental health.
And I absolutely hate when people hide their predatory, notoriously problematic behavior behind the guise of mental health. Okay, you have anxiety. Okay, you have depression. You can't just be a straight up because you are struggling with your mental health. And the way that whenever he tries to do anything to come back to the internet, it always in somehow relates to, oh, I'm just doing my mental health. Like, oh, I'm just coping with my mental health. But also, please lavish me with attention and also praise for me being able to edit again for these videos. So another thing that was posted recently was this right here. Now, this is on the Shane Dawson channel. Shane Dawson was a YouTube channel where he tried to break into the beauty community whilst also simultaneously telling us all that like he hadn't washed his face before creating a makeup line. I'm sure you all know how I feel about that. I feel like I in some way have actually been manipulated along this process as well, because I really enjoyed watching the start to finish documentary on him and Jemima Starship creating their product from start to finish. I loved seeing it. I thought it was a wonderful little idea of, in a way, showing the behind the scenes of how something gets made, I suppose. In a way, it's also very budget, but you know what I mean. It was an interesting thing, and lots of people enjoyed this series from start to finish. But there are now a few things when you look back at it that you kind of feel like, really? Like this scene that we can see here. It's literally two multi-millionaires just sobbing about a new product launch. Like, it does kind of make me feel a little bit of something. I don't know what it makes me feel, but it definitely makes me feel a certain way. I'm sure you can probably sympathize with that, my lovelies, my gorgeous goutlings. I do actually want to say that I'm fully open for discussion about this topic, because the question that I'm posing in this video is basically, how do you feel about Shane Dawson trying to come back to a social media career? Please leave your comments in the comments box below, because I feel a certain type of way, and I just want to know if anybody else feels this certain type of way as well, or if are we just going to forget that he did all these things, and are we just going to move forward like nothing has happened whatsoever? I just want to know. So going back to my point earlier, on the Shane Dawson channel, this was posted. Now this is a, what do they even call these? This is a community post. That's what it's called. Ironically, community posts are actually leaving the YouTube platform now. Isn't that interesting? But here it says, sorry I haven't been online in a while. Just taking time for my mental health. You haven't been online in a while, not because of your mental health. It's because you've been called out for your incredibly problematic behavior and predatory towards minors, towards people of color, and towards your so-called industry friends. But I've been really getting creative and editing again. It's been really fun. Smiley face. Now, if you are familiar with anyone who has a manipulation tactic, the way that they want to come across is almost at the forefront of their mind the entire time. It's not that they speak from the heart, it's that they speak from their mind in a way that makes you want to react to them in a certain specific favourable light. And anyone who's been the subject of manipulation and has come through the other end can see it like a glaring neon red sign, girl. Anyone who says they are an empath must be an absolute psycho, because it's just not it, sis. It's just not it. Check out Ryland's new video that I edited. I'm really proud of it. And a smiley face with 2 little smileys on it. Do you see this bit here? This little icon here. So not only is Shane trying to really lay it on thick that it's just like, my mental health has forced me to take a break from the internet. We know this is not true, as I've just said. It's not actually that what has caused you to take a break from the internet. And then he's putting, I've been doing something I love again. So it's just like, you could have done that without telling us. You know what I mean? Like, you could have edited this whole video without ever telling us. You could have stayed perfectly behind the sidelines, still earn your money, still earn whatever it is that you want to do, still have some hand in the creative process, but just not told anyone that you're doing this. The idea that you have gone online to say, I feel bad, I've done this to make myself better, please enjoy what I have created, after you've been exposed for incredibly negative predatory behaviour, just shows a pattern of manipulation that's not just one mistake, it's multiple mistakes that we have all seen over and over again. And it feels like he's preparing us to be like,
oh, he was just so misunderstood. Oh, now he's doing something he loves again. Oh, welcome back.
And I don't think any of us really want that. And the reason why I say this is because I recently went onto Ryland Adams' Social Blade. Now, if we look on it right now, I'm just going to pull it up because it will show you exactly what I mean here. I cannot be the only person that feels like this, because Ryland Adams is hemorrhaging subscribers like there is no tomorrow. I don't really have an opinion on Ryland Adams as such, but I can definitely see that Shane Dawson is having an effect on the way that Ryland is being perceived by the viewership. You can see right here by these stats, because he is hemorrhaging subscribers like there is no tomorrow. And you can see from the monthly subscribers list, he has lost 60,000 subscribers in the last 30 days alone. That is a monumental number, so I cannot be the only person. Now, here's a question for you. If Shane Dawson hadn't have tried to come across in his stories and on that channel post like he was in a way trying to be like, oh, look what I'm doing, aren't I lovely, helping out my boyfriend by doing this, do you feel like Ryland would be hemorrhaging this amount of subscribers? I also kind of feel like, as well, because Ryland is now doing a podcast with his friend as well, people really wanted something good out of the podcast that he did. People really wanted him to talk about the Shane Dawson drama. They wanted him to talk about past actions and things like that. But what has actually happened is none of that really at all. I feel like a lot of people are actually not that interested with his podcast because it doesn't broach anything new. It doesn't bring anything exciting and different to the table. It's just another spill the tea podcast, but doesn't even spill the tea. The tea is so cold, it's definitely not Darjeeling. We're now going to take a little hop over to the Shane Glossin channel, and you can actually see when he posted that channel community post that he lost 10,000 subscribers that day. And then he lost 10,000 subscribers a few days afterwards, culminating in a loss of 50,000 subscribers in that 1 month. Comparing this to Shane's actual official YouTube channel, the numbers are astronomical. And I just do not feel like it is appropriate for him to try and come back, because we can look at these numbers and see exactly the proof is in the pudding, sis. The proof is in the pudding. In the last 30 days, he has lost 100,000 subscribers, and it's only going down and down and down and down. So let's bring it back to his apology video that he released last year in order to really refresh our minds in just the mess that he is in through his own actions, shall we say. First of all, he said in this video, and I quote, "I was inspired by Jenna Marbles to make this apology video." Now, I don't know about you guys, I actually miss Jenna Marbles' presence on the internet. She wasn't perfect, 100% agree, but her little weekly little videos that she would make about her pets and just like her fun lifestyle and just like her fun little home was lovely. I really miss her. She, great content creator who stood the test of time. During this video, Shane Dawson made numerous attempts to say, I hate the person that made those issues. I hate the person who made those videos back in the day, trying to separate himself now from what he did in the past. This is a classic manipulation tactic, and if you look back to what I mentioned earlier in the Shane Glossin community post, you can see that same activity. You can see the same of like, I've done this for my well-being, but also I'm now doing something I enjoy. It's the same energy as, I don't like who that person was as well. I'm the same as you. I didn't like what that was. Now I'm doing something I do like. And I just feel like you can't separate yourself. Like, yes, you can change over time, but you can't just be like, I'm a raging, awful person, but actually I'm really soft and I'm the victim in this whole situation. Because that's just incredibly unacceptable. As someone who had a difficult childhood, it is so confusing and upsetting to hear someone say that the reason why they made blackface videos was because they had an abusive childhood. That's not it. Like, never once in my life have I gone, oh my God, I've been so traumatized. You know how I can work through this trauma? Make a blackface video on YouTube. I just don't understand how anyone in their longest stretch of imagination could ever believe that they could do that. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Please tell me you are on my page when it comes to this, guys. Let me know in the comments below, because it's just ludicrous. It is ludicrous. And again, in this apology video, there is a section where he says, we spoke to my family and they said it was okay that I made videos like this. So, in a way, again, it's this manipulative tactic of shifting the blame. It's like, oh, it's not me now, it's who I was, who I used to be. But then also, that person who I used to be was enabled by these people to do that. And it's just like, you are still the same person, sir. You were an adult then, and you are an adult now. How could he ever think, as a person of power, that any of the things that he was forcing those girls to do, or any of the content that he was uploading at the time, was acceptable? And I mean, I understand that it was like shock. I grew up in the MySpace era. I put razor blades on my tongue piercing and took photo shoots with them. I understand the concept of shock content. But there is a line, and there's always been a line. There's none of this like, oh, the line used to be blurred back then. No, the line wasn't blurred, because it was only a handful of people that were doing this, so it wasn't commonplace everywhere. And one last thing when it comes to that video that really bothers me is the victimization of himself when he says things like, I deserve to have my career ruined, I deserve to be this, I deserve to be that, I deserve to lose everything. Well, you have lost everything, Shane, and you're trying now to reclaim some of it, and I just don't think that it's appropriate for you to do so. And I don't ever think that he is an appropriate person to have on the internet and have access to a young audience. I think you have forfeited your right to a very privileged position, which is a content creator to be enjoyed by millions around the world. But I am open for discussion with everyone in the comments here on this video, because I would like to hear your guys' opinions. That was actually quite a rant from me, my loves. I literally cannot believe that I did all that. I didn't even know how long this video was going to be. I just literally wanted to sit down and be like, right, this is happening. I feel like I need to talk about it because it's right on the forefront. I expect he's trying to be making a documentary that's like my side of the story, and it's just going to be a manipulation fest. Like, that's the feeling I get. I would not be surprised if within the next year at some point, or even the next couple of months, he tries to put a video online that's literally in that vein. I do want to get onto the Twitch shout out of the day, and that is TessaRyan16. Thank you so much for following me over on Twitch, you stunning woman on the go. And if you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Twitch shout out, make sure you follow me over on Twitch. It is Luxeria Plays, and I stream 3 nights a week, Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And once again, I want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons. You can see yourselves on the screen right here. And once again, I want to say a massive thank you and a huge shout out to my top tier Patreons and channel members: Stephanie Niatupski, Morriganey Wolf, Erin Conkle, Magusta Lagoose, Steph Utek, Caitlin Wright, Megan Holly, Dana Broderick, Moldy Apple, and Orkos Samoji. Thank you so much for allowing my channel to thrive, my loves. You are ensuring that I can still make content. I know this video was a little bit different to the ones that I usually make, but I just want to say, make sure the people you follow online are good role models, and also make sure your younger siblings are watching good role models, because you just don't know who's out here. There are so many people at the moment that are literally having so many sex scandals and predator scandals and just scandals in general that I am just shocked that they even had a platform to begin with. A little bit different for me, my loves, but I will see you in the next video. Gorgeous!